Alright, so what can you buy to read and more importantly clear diagnostic error codes or DTC codes from your Fisker Ocean? Part 1, we look at the Freesker app, the full version. Part 2, we look at a hardware scanner from TopDon.
I'm looking at the Freesker, but this time the full version. So we go to freesker.com again. Slightly confusingly, to get the full version, you still have to go through the demo route and go to the right server, into Europe, connect, plug in your dongle, your V-linker, as in the previous video. See that other video on my channel for that, the Freesker demo software. Works pretty quick actually. And we'll see this time that we haven't got any limitation on reading particular ECUs. I think before it was on the demo version, it was limited to 3 ECUs, and now we can read the error codes from everything. I expect we've probably got quite a lot because it's never been cleared out, and I saw a couple last time, but we'll see. Be good to have a record to see what we've got. Doing a lot of reading. I've also disconnected the 12 volt a few times. That might clear out some things, that might cause some things. So yeah, that's sort of partially expected. Quite a lot of errors here. Historic, we've got 10 active ones on the body, which could be interesting. Let's have a look what they are. One active body control module. I might have seen that before actually. Lost communication to the siren. Yeah, so I've disconnected the siren, so that, as we saw before, is absolutely fine. The driver's seat memory controller. I didn't think I had a memory controller in the driver's seat. Let's see what that says. Seat heating NTC error. Wasn't aware that my seat heater wasn't working. Might actually try it. Let's see. Put the seat heater on and I can feel it definitely is working despite those errors. So that's one less thing to fix. Seat resistance of the heater. Out of range. Similar sort of error. Replace heater seat or mat. Looks like there might be a lost connection in the driver's seat. What's this one? CRC check calculation. Check CAN bus. Replace DTC PSM module of error persists. Don't know. I'll have to look that one up. Counter false. What's this about? Check CAN communication again. I wonder if I've got a few connector problems around the car somewhere. Better go through this in some sort of order. So where do we start at the top? Yeah, so we're on body, just working our way down the list. Right, next one, historic. I'm not going to bother about the historic ones. There's probably quite a few of those. Overhead console failed. Interesting. Timeout. Don't know about that. Phone key control historic. Power lift tailgate module 1 active. I know the tailgate does actually work. ECU not coded. How weird. Coding data not right. Oh, that's weird, because I know the tailgate opens and I know it also opens on the fob. So probably a bit of glitch in the software there. Passenger seat module. What does this one say? Seat heater. Seat resistance for the heater is max out of range over current. So it looks like might be a problem with the seat heater on that one as well. Anything else in that? It's the code. CRC calculation for ASIL messages failed. CAN bus communication problem again. I wonder how many other people have these problems. CAN communication again. Seat backrest height switch error. Seat backrest height switch error condition. Some adjustments do not work. Backrest height. Well, I know the rear seats do tilt slightly. That does work. All movement disabled if error persists. Check switch wiring. Come back to that later. Let's see what else we got. 00. Going to ignore the failed ones. Or am I? No, that's all about a trailer, so that's irrelevant. Got some historic ones. Infotainment. Harman Kardon. Historic. Zero faults. Rotator. T-Box EU. Telematic box for EU market. Now I have done a reset on this, which I showed in the last video. Call button short ground notice, historic ones. Where's the active ones? Spec OC development error. A lovely meaningless error message. Remote features not working properly. Well, that is probably true. No idea how you fix it. Check software updates. T-Box. GW learned CCOC keys. Not great. Needs an update. 4G, 5G antenna. Short to ground. Maybe that's why I haven't got any 4G reception, although Spotify does seem to play. So, and I thought they turned off 2G in this area. And I think they're actually turning off 3G as well. Maybe not yet. Maybe not for T-Mobile. But that says replace external antenna and or antenna cable. Degradation in cellular signal strength. Possibly because I'm in the garage and it hasn't got very good reception. Although, as I say, cellular for Spotify does seem to be working. Good to know anyhow, I suppose. Actually just noticed that was historic. So presumably that means it's working now. What else have we got? A lot of historic ones. CAN bus fault again. Loss of T-Box functionality. Diagnose CAN bus failure. Oh, great. Loss of T-Box functionality. That's not encouraging. T-Box US. Telematic box for EU market. That's weird. They call it US, but it says it's EU. 2 active. Call button. Where's the active ones? That's the same as we had before, I think. Remote features not working properly. Check software update. Blah, 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 blah. What else? CAN bus faults. Have I done that already? Certainly similar to what I had before. Let's scroll down. Touch bar and floating buttons. Failed. Vehicle sign for pedestrian. Historic. No. Active. Motor control. I think I've seen that one before. Where do we got it? Historic. This is quite a useful way of recording all of these errors, actually, because what I'm doing is a screen recording on my Mac. So at least I'll have some sort of record of these. I'm not going to open up all of these because they're all historic. I'm not sure whether I can do a clearing of the DTC codes or not on this full version. Again, we shall see. Check CAN bus again. It's a trailer module one. Forget that. Don't know why it comes up with an active error for a module that doesn't exist. It's stupid. Historic. That seems to be it then. So the last one was VCU. Let's just collapse everything down on here. Body, infotainment, powertrain. Just check I went to the whole list. So the last one on that was VCU. Yes, it was. So we got all the trouble codes. Not brilliant, but not too bad either. Version check. This could be somewhat more interesting for the full version. So again, previously I couldn't scan all of the modules, and now I can. So there could be some valuable information here. Processing, reading all the data. So far it works pretty fast and pretty reliably. It's always a danger with software that they might screw something up, but I have to say this is quite good so far, actually. A little bit limited in what you can do, perhaps. I look forward to some of the fuller features coming out that they say on the website. Right, ADAS. I suppose what I ought to do is go through and open all these up and just use the screen recording as a way of recording what software version I've got. So that's 2.0. No idea whether that was updated for 2.1 or 2.2. I wonder if that does anything. Software versions, bootloader. Lots of numbers. Probably doesn't just really mean a lot to me. I'm not sure it's worthwhile opening all these up and recording them. I don't know, maybe. Perhaps we'll do it anyhow quickly, just so I got a full record of all of the software, because you never know, there might be some techie out there that's got a list of what I should have. Alright, that's that lot done for ADAS. On to body, airbag control unit. It's been upgraded to 2.2. Wasn't aware I had any 2.2 stuff. No idea how it got that. I have to check what it's going to. What does it say on the screen at the moment for my software version? Normally says 2.1. Let's quick tap on the screen. Yeah, it still says 2.1 on it. So I don't think I've had any recent updates. Let's just go through all of these then. Oh, let's do that one as well. Driver seat memory controller. Maybe it all failed. So maybe it just doesn't have that function. Certainly no buttons for driver seat memory. And no idea what this one says it's failed. Probably something is missing. Maybe driver seat memory is based on profile, but at the moment I can't add any profile. It's just come up on those screens saying eCall not available. Maybe again because I'm in the garage and the reception's quite poor. Passenger seat module. Let's work our way through this list. Sorry if this is a little bit long, but it might be useful doing this to compare with what you've got in your car. I'm a little bit surprised I've got so much OS 2.2, which is presumably full OS 2.2, because apparently doesn't it go OS 2.2.1, OS 2.2.2.3, and then just says 2.2. So I read. Right, I'm not going to take a lot of notice of these, but I'm just going to whip them up quick. Electric power steering, 2.2. Yes, it is quite interesting how much is on 2.2. Change and brake boosters. There are a lot of these. Right, it's an interesting vehicle to work on, this one. I quite like it. It appeals to the sense of the gadget lover in me, because it's got quite a lot of features. Also appeals to my engineering instinct for fixing and improving things. And as we know, there are quite a few things to fix and improve. So I recently finished working on the bonnet or hood, as you would say in the States. To put some gas struts on it, a proper latch mechanism on a pull cable, so you'd have to unbolt things, which was frankly a bit ridiculous. Looks like they just ran out of money. And we're cutting corners and thought, right, we'll do this to save a bit of money and get it done as quick as possible. And just went for a couple of bolts to hold the bonnet down. I can't believe they sensibly really wanted to make that decision. I think last time I had a percentage score of how much was on what version. How do we get to that? Dashboard? Ah, there we go. Ah, yeah, so certainly a lot more elaborate data. Interestingly, I'm 48% on OS 2.2. Now, last time, I guess because it only read about 3 of the ECUs, it was a very different figure. It was 33% on, I think, 2.1 or 1.1 or something. Now it's quite different, because it's read all of the ECUs. Rather surprisingly, I'm on 48% OS 2.2. Yeah, interesting. Shame my boost mode doesn't work. And it would be great if we could have a way of installing and updating the car system software to the best software that's available and is reliable. Come on, Freesker guys. We need to do something more than just reading out the state of the software. We need to make a way of updating it like the fast tool does or the OFT factory tool does. I'm guessing you have some insight into the car systems, probably buried away somewhere. You have some of that software that you could do some updating on. That would make this full version worth paying for, because frankly it's a bit expensive as it is, especially with the Fisker Owners Association own app coming out and tool, which I'm guessing is going to do rather similar things to this tool does. I'm sure they've looked at this tool. So you need to stay ahead of the game. What you need to do is support people like me, the DIY fixer person, somebody who's capable of operating a laptop and plugging in a cable. We need to have a procedure, a faultless procedure, I have to say, governed by the hopefully Freesker software that guides you through updating the right modules in the right order. By the looks of things, as I say, you know about the vehicle, so you would know how to update the software. So please get back to me on that. So this dashboard is quite nice. What else haven't we done? We've done version, we've done trouble, service actions. Let's see what we've got available now. So previously I changed the doggy windows, which did work. I did the T-box reset, which did something, certainly reset lots of stuff. It may have been that brought back my T-Mobile or EE connection, because certainly Spotify works, although I never seem to show 3G or 4G on the display for signal strength. Key fobs one worked. I haven't tried any key fob, but I have no reason to think that it doesn't work, because what I did do was add a card, this one down. What I did, start again. I looked at the number of key fobs that were paired, which worked, and I programmed an NFC card as well, which did also work. Strangely, I had to do it twice, and strangely the demo version allowed me to do it twice, because it was sort of implied that you can only run it once. Reset PKC. Do I want to do that? Probably not, because I have no problem getting in the car. This is the phone key controller. My fobs work, my NFC card reader works, so I don't want to do any of these resettings. And unfortunately, I would have been interested in that one because I've had my windscreen changed recently. So strictly speaking, should really recalibrate the ADAS radar. But it seems to work. It doesn't really come up with any errors driving. So I'm not too worried about that. I suppose in light of the fact that I've got seat heating errors, then that would have been potentially useful. That would certainly be useful because I've got a lot of DTC codes. So I might have to work out another way of doing that myself. And I've seen somebody on the internet has done it with some software for writing directly CAN bus codes with a rather unique hardware interface as well that you have to cobble together. Not ideal. It'll be useful to use the same dongle I've got already. Might hunt around the internet for any other bits of software that would interface with this dongle to do a DTC reset, perhaps. So there's not a lot else I can do, really, because all this other stuff is coming soon. This stuff would be useful. So in conclusion, I think I would say nice tool, works well, but the full version right now, sorry guys, is actually not worth paying for, because it's not clearing DTCs, it's not calibrating lane assist and all these other things that really it should have if you're going to pay that much money for this software. So not much more I can say, really, and it would definitely be worth paying for if you could allow the home DIY mechanic to update the software. So please try and find a way to do that to help us out. There may be obviously some copyright issues with that, but of course Fisker themselves have gone under, so maybe they won't object. See if you can find some workaround for that. That's it. So that's the full version. Give us some comments in the feedback to see how your software versions compare, and if you've got any ideas why my boost mode has disappeared under under settings, driving. Yeah, I've only got regen braking. What should appear under there is boost mode, but it's still not there. It's never been there. If you've got any ideas as to how to bring that back, let me know. So if the full version of Freesker using a laptop doesn't clear OBD error codes, DTC codes, then what can you do? I saw somebody on the internet said the TopDon ArtiDiag 600S would clear diagnostic codes, DTC codes. I was going to buy that, but I saw for not much more this ArtiDiag 800 BT2, a Bluetooth device, was only a little bit more, £250 UK pounds, and as a Bluetooth interface to its OBD plug-in ports, which is quite nicely stored away here. So I'm going to try it out, see what it can do. Apparently it hasn't got the Fisker Ocean on its car database, but what it does have is the BAIC ArcFox AT, I think they said was reported, which uses a similar sort of ECU CAN bus OBD interface and gives you at least some functionality, and it is reported it can clear the DTC codes. So we're going to try and do that and verify that by going back to our Freesker to read the error codes, see how much it's cleared. So first, here's a dongle, plug it in down here again, long bit facing the way, I believe. Here's the interface. So see the user manual for setting up as rechargeable battery. So charge up, connect to your local Wi-Fi, does some updating, connecting. That was pretty fast. So next it goes through protocol search, checking out different OBD standards. So that didn't work. Let's see what else we can do. So this time we went into diagnostics and then selected the car. Apparently it's meant to be compatible with one of the BAIC ones. New energy makes sense. ArcFox series, here we go. ArcFox AT, I believe is the one. Health report. Okay. Oh, it's doing anyhow. Oh, so it does actually seem to be communicating this time. Some with errors, so I guess it is actually reading. Now the driver's seat memory control, I've seen there as errors in the Freesker software. So this is a better result. It does seem to be talking to quite a lot of the systems actually, and some of these names are familiar from the Freesker software, maybe even a few more actually. Fortunately most are good. 100%. Right, let's just have a look then. Please refer to body control. So we've got some individual codes. Please refer to manual. Passenger seat module. Quite a lot of errors and a lot of systems. I suppose we ought to methodically go through these. So body control module, enter. Version, let's go through everything. VIN number, part number, hardware version. Some of this is similar to what the Freesker did. Read the fault code. Current DTC. Refer to the relevant manual. Not terribly useful. See if there's anything here. So it searches for the car and then the error code. Quite nice to know that some of these radar things presumably have been communicated to and do not have any errors. So that's something, I suppose. Let's see if we can clear any of these then. Clear. Really sure I want to clear all the system fault memory. That does seem to be doing something. Okay, progressing. So we've still got some errors. That's weird. But noticeably a lot less than we had previously. So some of the historical ones have been cleared out, which is good. Presumably these are just the active errors. Now we've only got 3 errors. I didn't, by the way, have any error warning lights on the dash before I started this procedure. But the good news is that it does seem to allow clearing of fault codes. So in the absence of any app from Fisker Owners Association, I think that's coming soon, then this is something you can do now. It does communicate with the vehicle a lot of the ECU modules. In conclusion, it's a potentially useful tool. So at least gives you an option for clearing out DTC error codes at, well, I would say not a completely unreasonable price, £250. It says on the advert on Amazon, lifetime updates. It's got some strange thing in the menu about having a software license, but I'll go on the advert that says lifetime updates, and I've updated some of the cars in the system already. Seems quite easy, just does it over Wi-Fi. So it's actually quite a nice little unit. And going on to look at the maintenance menu, we've got quite a few things under here, all about presumably resetting service indicators and so on. The one that might be relevant is bleeding out the cooling system after you've, for instance, changed a water pump, which I might have a go at shortly. Okay. Is anything relevant listed on here? No. House battery management. Asking for a particular manufacturer type, of which BAIC is not one of them by the looks of things, nor is Fisker, of course. Suspect a lot are just relevant to petrol or diesel cars. Not much more we can do with that. And now we go back and check with the full version of Freesker to see if it's cleared out any of the error codes that we had before. And then this is the result of another Freesker scan full version after a deep sleep full reset, hardware reset. So it's quite interesting that the deep reset, as they call it, has changed some of the reported settings compared to yesterday, where I had 5 active powertrain faults, 82 historic. Now I've only got 1 active, but more historic errors, weirdly. And anything else different, we've got body 4 active yesterday, and actually now after the reset we've got 6 active and more historic as well. And the rest of them, I think, chassis, what do we have? Yeah, there's 1 more historic error on the chassis, so it's a pretty weird reporting going on there. Things coming and going. I suppose it's quite good that the powertrain active faults have gone down after the reset. And on expanding that, you can see it's just again the 1 active one for the front motor control unit. Check CAN communication to trailer module. I've got a trailer module, so that doesn't matter actually. Just giving the TopDon ArtiDiag 800 another go. So this time I've selected the Arc Fox AS instead of AT, see if it's any different, as you can see on the top line there. It does certainly scan a lot of modules. Let's try another one, the Powerlift tailgate. Can't actually see anything wrong with it. So when we read historical, we've got 3 codes, and current 1 code. Clear fault memory. Clear succeeded, it says. And now read current. Still that 1 error. But let's see if it cleared out the historical ones, which it did. So it appears as if the clearing of DTCs is actually working. Have we got any other ones that we can try? Motor control unit. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, I think. Historical errors. Current 1. Okay, back. Let's see if we can clear out the motor control unit. Historical errors. Says succeeded. Read historical. Just the 1. Okay, that does actually seem to be doing something. What we need to do is maybe confirm that by the Freesker software, and also perhaps if we come all the way out. End session. Okay, that should have ended it. So the only thing, this one by the way doesn't work, but the only thing that works is going to diagnostics, BAIC, connecting Bluetooth fairly quickly. Remembers the last vehicle, which is good. Communicating. BAIC new energy. Scroll down to ArcFox. AS. Health report. See if it's any different this time. Okay, it's going complete. What did we have before? Quite a lot of these motor control ones. We want to read the historical stuff, and there's only one. So that would appear to have worked. That's after the additional resetting with the ArtiDiag. So they are a bit less. So previously we had 7 active here. Now we've got 2, and there were 115 of these historic ones, and now we've got 88. So that is some progress, and it did do some of the DTC resetting. So it has some moderate value. It's just a shame it doesn't perhaps talk to all of the modules. So the Fisker has a few other modules in common with another car, the BYD Dolphin or Seal or Seagull, their marine life series. As you can see, it's picked up some of the modules, and some of the errors you can go into and read and actually clear out. So I've now gone through all of those modules that have shown in error, done a DTC clear, and everything's in the green for that vehicle. So let's go back to Freesker. So on the latest scan from Freesker, so a lot of these numbers have come down significantly. So this was 88, so it's down about 50 DTC historic codes have been knocked off. That's about 7 less than what it was, and that was about 28 before. Now it's 13, so it's gradually knocking off the historic error codes. One extra one appeared due to a timeout error. I guess it was busy doing something with one of the modules, so it triggered a timeout. But generally they've all come down quite a lot, which I suppose is progress, and at least it is reporting some sensible things, like I think on the body, that is the siren that I've disconnected, and some indication about the tailgate ECU not being coded properly, which I could believe, but the tailgate does actually work, so I'm not too worried about it. There's another vehicle there, the BAIC Sonova D70 series, D70 performance version. One of the modules came up as being recognised automatic transmission system, and there were some historical errors in there that could be cleared as well. So that's progress. So that's how to clear some of your DTC error codes. You might want to explore other EV vehicles, particularly ones from China, to see if they've got some common modules in there, and maybe you can clear a few more. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped somebody. Cheers, bye. And if you like, please put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe, clicking on the bell button if you want to be notified of new videos. There will be a few more hopefully useful ones coming up. I've done quite a lot of investigation into 12-volt battery issues and how to reduce the ampere load, and I've got a few ideas to make some hardware modifications to the solar panel, because at the moment it only tops up the high voltage battery, and to do that it has to drain the 12-volt battery. And I believe there should be a way of making the solar panel, perhaps optionally by switches, charge the 12-volt battery either as well as or instead of the high voltage battery, and I believe that should reduce the ampere drain on the high voltage battery, because if it never has to turn on to charge the 12 volts, it shouldn't really drain. Thanks then, bye.